Hi, this is Michael Buckhoff from BetterTOEFLScores.com. Today, I want to share some tips from a student from India who scored 110 out of 120 points in the TOEFL iBT. The reading section score 26 out of 30. The listening score was 28 points out of 30. The speaking score was 27 points out of 30. And the writing, are you ready for this? 29 points out of 30. I think these tips are very useful for the whole test and especially for the speaking and writing sections. It's important to create a template for every question type in the speaking and writing section, especially in the speaking. You only have 15 seconds to actually organize your speech and then deliver it. So if you already know how to organize a speech before you take the test, it helps you reduce the time that you need in terms of organizing your speech, and it helps you concentrate more on the content or what you want to talk about. Now, there's a good website to help you with this very thing. It's the website, the Renshaw Internet School of English for the TOEFL iBT. He has some good videos to help you create some effective templates so you can do well in the speaking and writing sections. Now, in the writing section, just like in the speaking section, the templates are also useful. Now, for both the speaking and writing, the most important thing here is organization. So how well you can organize your ideas is very, very important. Remember that if you already know how to organize your speech and your writing, it helps you concentrate more on the content, and you don't have to worry as much about the organization. Now, in addition to having these templates, it's important for you to practice your speaking and writing in time conditions. You need to practice speaking on topics. Also, you should get a collection of some useful high-level vocabulary words. I have a great vocabulary list. If you haven't downloaded it, I encourage you to download this list after watching this video. Now, try to fill in some of the sentences with at least one high-level word in each sentence. This helps you boost your speaking and your writing score because it shows the TOEFL iBT human raters that you have good vocabulary. So this is very, very important. Now, for the reading section, think of the reading as a story. And as you're reading it, try to imagine the story in the background. That way you'll have a better chance of recalling the information. Also, read each paragraph at least 2 times. You might want to read slower in the beginning of the reading passages, and then you can read faster by scanning the second time you look at it. And then you can actually start answering the questions. Now, for the listening section, imagine the entire lecture. Try to think of the whole lecture as a whole. And this helps you remember some of the dates and the names and so on. So you don't have to write down everything that you hear in the lecture, but for sure names and important dates, you should write down that information. Practice each and every section of the TOEFL iBT separately, and you should practice them rigorously. Now, the last bit of advice I'm going to give you, and this comes directly from this student, everything I'm giving you here comes from the student who got 110, is do not study the TOEFL iBT the day before the test, and make sure that you get a good night's rest. So these are very, very important things. So let me kind of recap again what I just talked about. For the speaking and writing sections, make sure that you have a template. Make sure that you know how to organize your ideas, for example, before you take the test. That way you can spend more time on the test focusing on content and not how you want to organize your ideas. For the listening and reading sections, think about these 2 sections as a story, and it might help you remember the ideas a little better. And last but not least, make sure that you get a good night's rest the day before the test, and do not study TOEFL the night before. The fact is, if you don't have good English skills the night before you take the TOEFL, any study you do the day before the test is not going to make any difference at all. For more information, you can go to www.michaelbuckhoff.com.